Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network special interview. Joining me today is the current ISPW Heavyweight Champion. Very happy to welcome to the show, Rick Recon. Rick, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man. It's good to be back on. It's been a bit.
Yeah, it's
And
been a bit. It's good to have you back on, man. So let's get right into it. You recently defeated Bull James to become the ISPW Heavyweight Champion. It must have been an incredible feeling defeating former NXT star Bull James for that title.
it was phenomenal. It was everything that you hope for, like when you start in this business and you get to have like a huge opportunity like that to not only defeat somebody like him, but in the same match you have uh Maven and Dave LaGreca are involved in the match, as well as Hornswoggle was also involved, and
Yeah.
special guest referee was Tito Santana. So it was a lot, incredible amount of talent to be able to work with and to win my first heavyweight championship. That was huge.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Tito Santana. That was my next question. He was a special referee, the legendary Tito Santana. Your thoughts on Tito Santana, and did you get a chance to pick his brain a little bit about the world of professional wrestling?
I did a little bit, yes, but I'll tell you, Tito he is still on it, man. He is sharp as anything. He's really great to be around. Um, you could tell he loves it, and he wants the best for everybody that he works with, and he really helps bring it out, and he still brings it. He still brings it when he's there, even in a just as a special guest referee, still brings it.
Yeah, he's awesome. I grew up watching him. He's one of my favorites, and like I said, it must have been an absolute thrill having him count to three and you win your first title and great stuff, man. So Dave LaGreca, tell me about Dave LaGreca. What's the connection between you and Dave LaGreca?
Well, Dave, it was kind of done on him managing me. Was done. I don't want to say it was at random, but it was literally just a on a night that was like, let's try something out, because a little bit before that he had been managing Danny Morrison, formerly known as Danny Doring,
Okay.
and he had kind of gone. They kind of gone their separate ways, and promoter for ISPW, Tommy Fierro, he was like, you know what? I want to put Dave with you tonight. I want to see what happens. And he liked the pairing. He really did. I enjoyed the pairing. I love Dave. Dave is great. Dave is the he is obviously he's heavily involved in the business, being the host of Busted Open and all that. But
Yeah.
at heart, he's truly a wrestling fan still, and he still has that love and passion for it, and he gets super excited for like everything, and loves to be involved in everything, and he'll do whatever. He's down for whatever. He's really great. Dave's a really awesome guy. Awesome guy. Gets you, really gets behind you, gets you hyped up, gets the people to hate you or love you. He's very good at what he does. So he's awesome.
So is he officially your manager now? Is it safe to call him your manager?
Yeah, as far as ISPW, yeah, he's definitely been my manager for a good bit of time.
Okay.
He's always bringing me up on Busted Open Radio, like all the time. So it's I would say like kind of surreal to see that or to hear that, you get mentioned on such a big platform all the time. And it's not
Yeah.
like I don't even ask for it. He'll just name drop and bring him up and everything. When he's talking to like some of the biggest names in the business, he'll just name drop me like at random. And it's just so awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome, awesome feeling, man.
It really
Without a
is.
doubt. And you didn't have any time to really relax and celebrate because you had to defend your title almost right away. And I think it was on Friday you defended the title against Crowbar successfully. So congratulations on that. But what was it like being in the ring with a veteran such as Crowbar?
Well, this was actually our fifth match at this point.
Okay, okay.
So we knew each other very well, uh, but it never gets old. Never gets old with him. I've I've followed Crowbar for years. Obviously his stuff in WCW, ECW, and his stuff on the independents. I really loved. I loved his character. I loved his promo work, and I always was just like, I really want to be able to work with a guy like this because this is a guy that's been doing it for 31, 32 years at this point. I hope I get that right because if I don't, he might get
Okay.
but he's been doing it at such a high level for so long, and he can hang with, as he puts it, the young lions of the sport and push them to their limits, and he's just so good, man. So good. Great guy, great family man. Like he's really just awesome. So being in a ring with him to now defend your heavyweight championship, you know, to be honest, it didn't really sink in until I was in the ring,
Okay.
and in the championship introductions, and you get to step forward and I actually have it.
Oh, there you go. There's the title. I was going to ask you if I could see it, but all right, there it is, man.
And I did bring it, so I figured this was the time to bust it out. So yes, being able to take this off your waist and hold it above your head and hand it to the referee, knowing you're champion, that is, man, that is like the best and probably one of the best feelings in the world, man. It really is. So it was great match. Wasn't I mean, I did retain my title. I wasn't particularly thrilled about it.
Okay.
Bull James, of course, got involved.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Things got a little chaotic there with
He
Bull
got
James. So you're going to have to deal with James sooner or later. So tell me about what Bull James is in store for.
well. I've listen. I've already beat him before. We've faced each other a few times at this point, and anytime that he was able to get a win on me, it was through your typical shenanigans of Maven assisting him. So he seemingly can never win a match on his own. I don't know how many times we thought we had a new ISPW champion, and the decision would be reversed because of technicalities or whatever.
Hmm.
At one point Tommy Dreamer was the ISPW Heavyweight Champion, but that got reversed because of course, the usual. So like Bull knows at this point, like I can beat him. Like he's not invincible. That's the thing. He can, if I might make a reference to to Batman versus Superman,
Okay.
he can bleed.
Okay.
Bleed. He's not Superman. He can bleed. He's not invincible. I've made him bleed because I took what was most precious to him, and I have it. I'm the ISPW champion. There was no technicalities. There was no shenanigans. It was I pinned him, beat him, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. That was it. And now they have signed a dog collar match between the two of us.
Oh my gosh.
July 7th, West Milford, New Jersey. Will
Wow,
be the
is that gonna be streamed anywhere or no?
that I'm not sure. I can definitely
Okay.
find, but that's that's actually a stipulation I've never had before. So I've done lots of them. I've done cages. I've done last man standing, but dog collar is one I've never done before,
Okay.
and so he definitely has the advantage in this. I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm not gonna say he doesn't. He certainly has an advantage of that, and that's a guy I will never look past and never look at as somebody who's not a challenger, who isn't dangerous. You can't look at him. He's brute. He's put I don't know how many doors he's put me through at this point, but you know how many he can put me through 100 doors. Seemingly, I continue to get up. So I hope he's got something else. I really hope he's got something else, because if that's all he's got, then you know we'll just continue doing this, and I'll just continue beating him.
Mhm. Well, the dog collar match, that could be a very brutal match. How How do you prepare for something like that?
It's it's nothing you can really prepare for, in the sense of, it's not like you're gonna, put a dog collar on and then put another dog collar on like your training partner and do that.
Yeah,
So it's literally just, you have to go in there basically ready. You have to try to survive a match like that. You have to, it's not really a match at this point. It's absolutely just it's a brutal fight, and it's for survival. And basically whoever can survive and make it out is basically, that's the winner. So it's going to be a very brutal, possibly.
yeah.
So but you know, I don't I don't run from anyone.
Okay. Uh, so things really, since you've won that title, things are just getting tougher and tougher for you. You just mentioned that match, and a week from today, you got to defend the title against the Dominican Destroyer Vargas. So your thoughts on the upcoming title defense? Because I've seen Vargas in action. He's a bit of a monster. So it's
Yeah,
going to be a tough defense for you.
yeah, I will agree to that. Again, he's not somebody I'm looking past at all. But I've faced him before and I've beat him. I have beat him.
Okay.
So it's not that it can't be done. It's not like you can't topple a mountain. He's a brute. He's absolutely an animal, and he's a beast. He lives up to his name. He truly lives up to his name. But again, I've beaten him, and I've beaten him when, as you continue to go through over this past year, I've leveled up and become better and better and better each
Hmm.
time match I have. So I beat him over a year ago, before I had ever, challenged for the heavyweight championship. So I've already faced him. Now I have something that, I would basically risk my career to save and to keep. So, I hope he's prepared for me. Is really the message here. I hope he's prepared for me, because to be honest, I don't think he is.
Okay, and if that's not enough, and I hope I got this right, and I hope I pronounced his name right, Ray Calitri.
Yes,
Uh, I was reading he has a golden ticket he could cash in for a title shot at any time. If that's the
yes,
case, that's got to be in the back of your mind all the time as well.
it is. It is. See, the thing is when you're champion, it's great to become champion, but staying champion is hard.
Yeah.
Staying champion is probably harder than it is to become champion. Uh, I've I have a lot of history with Ray, not only at ISPW but other promotions as well. Um, so we faced each other quite a few times. We have locked horns at ISPW, and again, I've beaten him. So, granted, I know that the type that he is, he would be the type to try to cash in after a match, after I'm exhausted. So I'm already prepared for that. I already know that he's probably going to try. So again, it's just a case of hand on the swivel, watch your own six when you have to, and basically, don't trust anyone. So
So
that's
with,
not
I'm
got to
sorry,
do.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was pretty much all
You were pretty
set.
much done. Okay, all right, man. So I was gonna say with Bull James, Vargas, Crowbar, Ray, Calitri, how are you handling the pressures of being a champion? As now you have a target on your back, everybody's aiming for it. So does that affect you mentally? How do you stay mentally strong knowing that that target's on your back and everybody is shooting for you right now?
Well, I guess it helps that um, I feel like I've always, in some sense, always had a target on my back, champion or not.
Okay.
I've been a top guy before, um, not just at ISPW but other places. And anytime you are a top guy or near the top, you always have a target on your back in some way, shape, or form, whether it's in the ring or behind the curtain. You have a target on your back. People want what you have. And me, I'm always been prepared for that. I go into everything expecting someone to try to take me out. Can that be taxing mentally? Sure, but after a while you become used to it, and then after a bit you welcome it. You actually relish it because you know I have what you want and I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to have to take it. And to be honest, that actually excites me, that I have everyone else wants and they can't have it. Oh, it's how sweet it is, man.
Oh, man.
It,
I can imagine, man. I can imagine. Yeah, I can see the big smile on your face right now. It's like it seems like you really love this. You love having that target on your back.
yes, I do, because it makes me better. I have to be the best. I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect or else I lose it. So it makes me have to be ultra laser focused all the time. And to be honest, I am at my best when the pressure is on. A lot of people will break under pressure. Not me. I look at it this way: pressure makes diamonds. So, and I'm a diamond, man.
There you go. There you go. Now you mentioned that you're debuting a new entrance song. Out of curiosity, what was that song? I just
It was like I said, it was a very timeless song, probably one of the greatest songs of all time. It was "We Will Rock You" by Queen.
okay. There you go. There you go.
Now, as timeless as it gets, it played at every sports event in my country, in the US, everywhere. So it's just a song that everyone knows, everyone can get behind, everyone can follow along, because my main focus as being champion and being a man of the people is, I want the people behind me. I want to be in all aspects, like always. So uh that was a big reason why, and to be again, being the king of rock, like that again is probably one of the greatest rock songs of all time. So I just felt it fit. So I'm excited to see what it will be like next Saturday when you have this tremendous crowd there, because the last time that we did this particular event, I was packed. I mean, it was so many people, a sea of people. So I'm excited to see how they react to that myself, and being champion and being in the main event. So that is, I'm very much looking forward to that.
All right, man. All right. Hopefully it'll be streamed somewhere so I could, or at least eventually get to YouTube, because that's definitely something I'd want to, especially that dog collar match is something I definitely want to see. So Tommy Dreamer was also on the card on June 2nd. Has there ever been any discussions between you and Tommy Dreamer about possibly getting a tryout at Impact Wrestling?
Yeah, yes, a little bit. There's been, I can tell, um, he's been at more and more ISPW events, so there's been more and more interaction. Good to see him, obviously, every time he's there. Tommy Dreamer's a really awesome guy, like for real.
Yeah.
He's a really good dude. Um, one of the best, is always trying to help people out, you know. Um, and the thing is he'll go out of his way to watch guys matches, and he is, he's come to me with feedback and definitely a lot of confidence boosters. So I could tell he's paying attention. Now I have his attention, in a sense, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna
Sure.
keep. And again, he's really good. He's a guy I've looked up to for years anyway, just as a fan. I always loved Tommy Dreamer. So it's really, really cool to be able to talk with him on that level of, you know, almost his peers to an extent. Obviously he's, a veteran and everything like that. But because I've had a match against him at ISPW, so it was which is awesome. Again, it was another check off the list of guys that I always wanted to be able to work with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome. Dreamer's the man.
So like when Tommy Dreamer is watching your particular match? Does it make you nervous at all? Thinking, oh, Tommy Dreamer's watching. I better step it up because he might be thinking about bringing me over to Impact Wrestling.
No, actually, it really doesn't because every time I go out, I don't half-ass anything. So when I go out, I'm giving the best that I have
Okay.
every time. So it's like you know he's gonna see, and anybody else who's watching is gonna see. Okay, this you're getting the best of this guy now. This is what he's giving. Always, I always. That's how I look at it. You can't think like that. Oh my God, they're watching because you know the nerves will hit you, and you just have to go out and do what you do because that's all they want to see. All they want to see is you doing what you do. So that's my entire mindset for everything is go out there, do what you do, be the man, and the rest will take care of itself.
Could you see yourself as a future Impact Wrestling exhibition or even Impact Wrestling World Champion one day?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
No question.
Okay. If there was one Impact Wrestling opponent right now that you were able to face, is there one that you have in mind?
Steve Macklin,
Oh man,
honestly.
that would be an incredible match.
Steve Macklin. And not just because he's world champ, because he's really, really good. And I love the intensity that he brings in his matches. He's absolutely intense and I love it. There's not enough guys like that that have that just I'm a pro wrestler and we're going to do pro wrestling. You know, there's not enough of those, and he's one of them. That, yeah, I would love. I don't care what it's for. I don't care if it's just a regular match or for the title, or I don't really could care less what it is. I really would love to just tear it up with Steve Macklin. Plus, he's a Northeast guy. He's you know he went through Monster Factory, so like Jersey, you know what I'm saying. So
Hmm.
he's from our like general area, so it's always good seeing those guys get their flowers, you know. So yeah, that's definitely one of them.
All right, man. And in addition to Impact Wrestling, he also had two AEW appearances, 2021, 2022. So tell me about those appearances and did you learn anything from the experience?
Yeah, you have to make the most of the time that you're given, and sometimes you're really not given a lot of time, to be honest. You know, and especially with the AEW Dark, you know, you're only given so much, but you have to go make an impression. And I feel like my second time, um, I did more, made more of an impression, uh, made a connection with Dalton Castle because he was one of the guys I got to work with. Again, and it's funny, he's from the same area that I grew up in, actually. So we were kind of like hometown boys. It was really, really cool to kind of get that moment in the match uh, that I had with him. So that was really cool, and I would really love to get to work with him in a singles match. I would love it because it would be the King of Rock versus the Peacock, man. It would be great, and it should be for Ring of Honor, to be honest, because he has that Ring of Honor background. So, and I've never gotten to work with Ring of Honor yet. Uh, so it should be for Ring of Honor. But yeah, a singles match with me and him, I think it would be great. I think it'd be great. Good money, to be
Has it-
honest.
has there been any talk about bringing it back for more appearances for AEW or Ring of Honor?
No, not yet. I'm definitely working on that because they had a lot of transitions between you know bringing ROH into the fold and they kind of have cut dark and they cut elevation. So ROH has kind of taken that place
Okay.
where a lot of the independent guys get to do their thing.
All right. So how did that appearance come about though? Just I was always curious about that. The AEW dark appearance.
Honestly, it was literally just a case of reaching out to the individual that was in charge of the extra stuff, all the extras and the all the people that are booked for dark and elevation, and you know you reach out to them, and they got back to me both times. So they clearly must have been, especially the second time. I feel like they were kind of keeping tabs and,
Mhm.
you know, watching, because that's oftentimes what happens. They'll bring you in once, and then on the second, they'll, after that first time, they'll kind of keep tabs on you, kind of pay attention to what you're doing, check in on you type thing. So, and I feel like a lot of the work I was doing with ISPW around that time, and being managed by Dave LaGreca kind of gave that little bit of a shine. So they were like, oh, and he's a hometown guy, because the show that I did was in Albany, New York. So that's where I was, born and raised. So
Okay.
it was really like, you know, getting to have that little bit of a shine in a sense. And it was really cool because the arena that it was in was where I actually went to see my first live wrestling event. So it was really cool. It was really cool to be able to experience that.
All right, man. So, I want to talk about Japan a little bit. I'm watching the All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival tournament, prestigious tournament, and I spoke to you about this on Facebook. I thought, I'm not thought. I think you would be a great entrant for that tournament. Is that getting to that tournament a goal for you? The All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything to do with Japan is a goal for me. Um, even if it was just a 2 week tour, to say that
Mm.
I'd be able to work in Japan, be booked with the talent that they have, some of the best pro wrestlers in the world. Um, that is absolutely bucket list, dream worthy level stuff, man. It really is. I'm really hoping to get over there, within, end of this year, going into next year. I'm trying to work my way into that, because it's definitely, I've mentioned it before, the
Yeah.
last two, that's always been bucket list. So still there, man, but it's less of a dream and more of a when, because I truly believe it's going to happen.
Yeah, so do I. So do I, man. You're definitely gonna get there. I think you'll get there by the end of this year. Actually, I got two matches for you while you're in Japan, and I'm gonna say the matches. You tell me how these matches would play out. First would be Kento Miyahara versus yourself. How would that
Mm.
match play out? And it's for the ISPW championship, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, then I'll do absolutely everything, making sure that this belt comes home. I am not
Okay.
going to Japan. I don't care what I have to do. I'll get disqualified. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. No, I would, but I would do everything. I don't care what brutality he wants to unleash. Let's go, man. Anything. Let's go. Because listen, I can work all styles, man. I think you know that at this point. I can
Yeah.
do sports entertainment, WWE kind of stuff. I can do independent stuff. I could do Japan. I could do all that. Just give me the shot, give me the opportunity, I'll do it.
What about you versus Keno from Pro Wrestling Noah? I think that would be just an incredible match. And I saw that video that you put up on Twitter, that sick bump that Kato Kiyomiya took on the ring apron corner.
Yeah, I don't know how he got up from that. I really don't. That was brutal.
That was
I
brutal. Yeah.
absolutely just, but like sometimes, like sometimes you have to do those things to kind of prove to yourself and to others, like, listen, I can go, man. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do it sometimes, because again, the style in America is very different than Japan. So, here it's very sports entertainment, very crowd centric, and playing to them and all that. And that's what we do. I mean, it is what we do, and it's literally one of the biggest parts of pro wrestling. It truly is. But obviously their crowds are different. They want to see something different. That's just their style. So, you have to be able to do it. and I could do it all day. Like I'm more than prepared to do all of that. So I like,
You'll be able to take those kicks from Keno because he'll be throwing
oh,
lots of kicks at you,
I'm
man.
taking some of the most brutal kicks, and from I've taken them, man. I've taken them where I felt my ribs were cracking, but I kept, I'm like, nope, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's do it. Because my thing is this is sure, cool. You can kick me as hard as you possibly can, trying to break my ribs. I'm just gonna do the same thing back to you. Like, I'm not just gonna sit there and take it. I'm not a punching bag.
Okay.
Sure, go ahead, kick me. I'll just, I'll crack your jaw right back. Like,
Okay.
I like a good solid punch, man. Kicks are great, but give me that, get that nice right on the side and the chin, man. Oof, that'll
All
make a
right.
guy.
That'll be that's one match that I'm hoping happen Wednesday. Then happens one day. Definitely you against Keno Pro Wrestling Noah because I want to see the kicks. I want to see the punches. I think that'll be a terrific match. I don't want to say if it happens. I'm gonna say when it happens. When it happens, man.
Yes, let's go.
So we got one more question, and then I'll let you plug whatever you want to plug. You mentioned that you're going to train with the legendary Dory Funk Jr. That's got to be exciting. So tell me all about that. How did that all come about with Dory Funk Jr.?
Well, that happened again through uh through Tommy Fierro because he was, he ran his 80s Wrestling Con event and he had Dory Funk there. Um, it was Dory Funk and his wife Marty Funk, and he had sent them some of, my stuff because they wanted to see, like, you see anything in this kid, and they watched it, they looked at it, and they were like, oh, he's got something. So they were at the convention, but they actually stayed to watch the match between me and Bull James. Like, they could have gone home. They stayed to watch. They were impressed enough to say, okay, send him down. Send him down. Let's train him. Let's get him shined up. Let's fix little things and work on these things, and let's get him ready, basically. So I was ecstatic. And again, that the Funks are, both of them, both
Yeah.
Dory and Terry, are gods in Japan to this day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, it's a case of, you train with a guy like that and he puts his stamp of approval on you, the doors that it opens are incredible.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah. So actually, I said that was the last question. I got one more question. Do you think this is going to be your breakout year? You think by the end of this year you'll have broken out, maybe signed with a major promotion?
yeah, I think that it already has been a breakout year in a lot of ways. I
Okay.
do. I think that it continues to build momentum. We're only about not even halfway through the year. I truly think it's gonna keep going. Just my biggest thing is just stay consistent, keep working, keep doing what you're doing, and the rest will take care of itself.
All right, man. So is there anything you want to plug before we wrap this up? We spoke of a few upcoming shows. Do you have any merchandise, social media, anything you want to plug, man? Go right ahead, man.
Absolutely. Any merchandise, unless you're actually at any of my shows because I sell it there. But if you're trying to get any merchandise, rickrecon.com. It's got a lot of my merch on it. Pro wrestling tees. I have the store on there on my shirts. Social media, especially like Twitter, trying to get those numbers up, man, beef them up. So at Rick Recon 1, the number one. Uh, Definitely, obviously, you can go on Facebook or Instagram and just search me and I'll pop up. But yeah, that's the definitely plugging the Twitter, plugging the merch, and as far as matches that are coming up, big one obviously is against Vargas. That's coming up this Saturday, and then in July it's the dog collar match with Bull James. So those are two big brutal matches, man.
All right, man. Well, Rick, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you today. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your match against Vargas, the door column match against Bull James. Wish you nothing but the best of luck when you get to Japan, because you will get to Japan very soon. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future. And let's do this again real soon, man.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.
All right, man. That was awesome, man. Thank you.
Oh, of course, man. Of course, of course. I always